Hello again, this is Ant-Man Trying to Enable, bringing you another quick look video. This time at another neck knife. Yes, I got a few neck knives now, but I thought I'd get this one, Freeman Outdoor gear and S35 VN steel, the neck knife. Actually, I saw it in one of the videos from Blade Show. There was a quick look at this neck knife as he was showing a couple of his other knives. He's got a couple of fixed blade knives that look really good and a folding knife. But this one attracted my eye, attracted my attention, and eventually I decided, yeah, why not? So clicked on the buy button and it turned up a week or so later. So here it is here. This one's in the like a dark tan or something like that, and it comes with this lanyard on the back. There's one other video I found on YouTube when I was looking at Freeman knives. It shows the neck knife, but it's in a different steel. So this must be the second version of his neck knife with the S35 VN steel. The one he showed also had a little lanyard bead here rather than this, but still it's a nice touch to include the lanyard. Quick look at the sheath. Standard type sheath, fold over there. It came with this neck lanyard with the little toggle on the top, drain hole there, and on the back just got this dimple here. This dimple is how it locks into the first point there, slides in, no rattle, no trouble, good, easy to pop out, though actually I wouldn't mind a little bit of a thumb ramp here just to help slide it out, but it comes out quite okay. See here the fingers go up, there's enough space here. I suppose I could cut that back just a little bit for the first finger to go in, slide it out, and then you're right to go. It's just on being a 4-finger knife, as you can see, and I suppose the lanyard, if it was a little bit bigger, the lanyard helps on the end there. Interestingly, in this design, which I'll show a comparison with the other knives I've got in the background here, this first finger groove comes right forward to the blade here. There's no little finger stop as such. So far that's okay. I thought it plenty of room there to put my finger in, but you might notice just there I've got a little nick where my finger just caught on the very tip, very end of the blade there as I was putting my finger in, and just nipped myself right there on the end. So a little bit to be wary of. There's a little bit of jimping just on the top, but if you're holding it like that, your finger's not really near the blade, and there's a little bit of jimping towards the back, and underneath here a little bit of jimping. Very nice blade, comes very sharp, hair popping sharp, no trouble with that. I like the straight here with the blade coming up, the slight drop point. Very nice indeed the way it's made. It's just at a slight chamfer on the top of the blade here, and the top all around here, even chamfered slightly on the inside of these holes. These lines here add a little bit of traction, I think. It seems to be a bit of a mark for the Freeman, and his other knives also have these lines on here. Jeff Freeman, if you recognise the name, it says, he said in the video that he did work for Gerber for a while, designed a couple of knives, but now he seems to be just working for his own company. I think he said that he actually makes most of the stuff himself in-house. So he would have probably made this or put it in the machine, have it cut, something, however he makes it. So, very nice. I like it's very slim. The size, because he's had very many videos on YouTube, I'll quickly show the size. The blade length is just on 2.5 inches. Going down to there, or just a fraction more. The handle length, if I measure from say there towards the very tip, just over 3.5 inches. And overall makes it about 6.25 inches, just on 6.25. Oh yeah, something like that. So let's give you an idea of the size. I've been carrying it around in my pocket a little bit. Oh, I should point out, not sure if you can quite see there's a bit of a little wear mark coming across here. That's from the hole in the back here. As it slides along the blade, rubs along the blade till it locks in on that hole there. So, but finding that I've just on the right length to put in my pocket. So I haven't been using the lanyard, just slide in my pocket and carrying it as a pocket knife as such, so I can easily just pop it out, use it and slide it back in, keep it in my pocket. I haven't tried using it as a neck knife, I'm not really into that type of thing. So really nice, good compact size, good quality steel, very well made. But just as a comparison, I'll show it against the BK24. So you can see here, obviously the blade's shorter, but from the finger choil, say to the finger choil there, back to the end, find that the handle is basically the same length as the BK24, so that'll give you some idea. But notice here, the finger choil in the BK24 comes down, then there's a slight space here before the blade starts, so it means your finger is protected by this little finger choil part here, where on the Freeman knife, as I just mentioned, just can be a little bit careful that you don't pop yourself right there on the finger like I did. So overall you can see handle size being the same, so if you're familiar with the handles, and obviously the height wise a little bit different in height and blade length. Compared against the Zula 2, this was quite interesting for me to compare, because see that it's very similar in actual size. So lining up the finger choil, see here the blade is very much the same shape, the drop point down the same here, just the Zula ones are a little bit longer, maybe a quarter of an inch or so longer. And going to the handle, coming from here, even the angle of the handle is very similar to the angle on the Freeman knife. Though of course the bottom part here, because the Azula goes right up and back rather than the Freeman having the finger groove there, a little bit different on the bottom. And again, you see here the Azula has this little bit of a bump which protects your finger, but not much wasted space between there and there, so just 1/8 of an inch or so before your blade starts. Comparing against my professional soldier, great knife, similar in this in that it's fairly thin, and of course the sheath on the professional soldier is very thin as well, so it's designed as something that would go on your battle vest or something like that, very thin in its size. But the professional soldier has the finger loop here and quite pronounced, coming right down, coming back up, and then the blade starts straight away. There's no real wasted space like a ricasso, I think it's called, in the front there. So lining up the two handles here, you'll see if I got this right, so there's two finger choil parts. See here that the Freeman knife is actually a little bit longer than what the professional soldier handle is, which I thought was interesting, though of course the two blades, I'll put them back the other way. So lining it up here, the two blades, you can see obviously professional soldier's like a bit over 3-inch knife, and this one's just 2.5 inch, so difference there. Lining up the finger choils from this way. See here, can you see there? Handle's just a little bit longer, but of course a different shape on the end. The professional soldier one tapers back from that point, where the Freeman knife is sort of a point on there, though it's not really a point because it's chamfered on the end. So professional soldier knife lines up there, thumb groove similar, and there's that small gap until the blade actually starts. My little Boker, same size blade length, pretty close to the same length there, just a slightly different shape. The Boker Nesme's got the little bulge on the top, that's part of the Nesme design factor. And lining up the finger choil parts, see the Boker knife's got a shorter handle there, but I find the Boker handle fits quite well. It's really just 3-finger, but the first finger locks in the groove, the other 2 lock there with the little point coming down, so my finger fits in there. And cutting. Decent point on the end. Really nice knife, this Boker. But compared to the Freeman, again we've got just this little gap here, so it stops your finger sliding right up into the blade length as such. So at first I thought, yeah, really nice knife, but since that's there, I suppose it's a little bit of a worry having that. But actually, when I've been using it, trying to cut a little bit of wood and cut paper, that sort of thing, it's not really a problem because there's enough gap there. It's only if your finger wraps around and touches like that sort of thing. So keep your hand back and your thumb there. It's no problem. You slide your thumb forward, cutting something like this. It's good. So I thought as a little bush knife to keep in the pocket, a little backup knife, how it would go against the fire starter. Fortunately, not very good because of these chamfered edges on here. Just no spark at all. Nothing there, nothing there. On the end here, no spark. The only place I could get a spark. Yeah, sorry about that. The memory card decided that it didn't want to work, so just back again here, demonstrating that the fire steel, if I was to use this in my pocket, in my jacket, if I'm out the bush, something like that, good steel, sharp. I've tried on a couple of bits of wood, good for cutting, that sort of thing. When it comes to using a fire steel, because of these chamfered edges around here, all around there, even on the thumb jimping there, just nothing. But right on the very tip there, whoa, I can get a couple of sparks going just using the very tip part of the knife there, so could use it. And there, where, say for example, my Chris Reeve knife also got chamfers on there, so I can barely get a spark at the top section. But if I use the groove here, where the finger groove is, no trouble getting sparks from down in there. Little Boker, using the finger groove on the top there, get the sparks, puts a bit of mess on there. So yeah, just here, good knife and all, but maybe need to think twice if you're going to get it using in the bush and want to use a fire striker or something like that. And just to be a little bit careful about the little finger part there where I nip myself finger. But apart from that, very nice knife indeed. As I mentioned, very nice to be able to keep in your pocket, if you, or I could use it as a neck knife, that sort of thing. So overall, yes, I think it's pretty good value, worth the sort of thing. Just bear in mind what you can use it for. So this is Ant-Man to Enable. Thanks for watching. Remember, stay prepared, stay alert, stay ready, endure to the end. Bye bye for now.